we now exist in a time where we have this very outdated legislative framework that emerged in the aftermath of the Second World War, when women and children genuinely were seeking refuge in countries like our own, escaping the most horrific atrocities on the continent imaginable. But now we exist in a situation where these laws are being abused and applied to situations where it's just totally inappropriate, and it's therefore allowing in people like this 23-year-old, same age as me. That's the weird thing about this. This is like this is a young man who was born in the same year as I was, probably, who went out into the streets and stabbed a kid. But
that's the thing, it's an ideology, isn't it? And it's people who have been radicalised. Nobody thinking straight, nobody normal would behave like that.
So why should a 14-year-old child suffer because that lad isn't thinking straight? Why is he not held securely until he's properly processed?
I couldn't agree with you more. My point is that there are people who exploit these situations time and time again to say we need to close our borders. And that's not the cause, and it's not the answer either. Now, look at Axel Rudabakana. He was born in Cardiff. He was not born outside of the UK. And people were saying, oh, well, it's time that we shut down our borders and net migration is at 900,000 or whatever.
Well,
that's a separate question.
He was born here, but that doesn't mean we should invite others in to join him.
And in addition, Dawn, if I may, I think that actually raises a further problem, which is there is a problem of second-generation migrants, certainly in Britain, being more radical, more loyal to their ancestral culture.
But there's no evidence that was the case. There's no evidence that was the case in that example.
No, I agree, there wasn't. But what I'm saying is, it raises a far more fundamental question of the fact that we have, as a matter of government policy, invited in people from places and cultures so fundamentally different to our own, and those people are now in our country and having children, but they're not integrating, right?
And I agree there are some challenges, particularly around, for example, attitudes to women, attitudes to how you bring your children. I absolutely agree with that.
Yeah.